welcome back again to the channel. Today my name is Jenny. So today's video I'm going to be showing you guys on how to cut and sew a palazzo pant. Okay, so I made a palazzo pant which I use in pairing this beautiful top. So if you have not seen this top, go ahead and check it out. It's right on the channel. So it's a wrap top and also it has a band at the neckline. So today's video is a cutting and sewing of the palazzo pant I use in pairing it. Okay, so if this sounds like what you're interested to learn, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, like and share this video, and also turn on your notification bell so that when I post a new video you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you to my new and my returning subscribers, guys. So let's get into it, guys. Welcome back, soulmates. So guys, this is the fabric I'm going to be using for today's tutorial. Is a crepe fabric and is on the white color. So that is what I wanted, and I will not be chalking this much. Please just pay more attention because this is a white fabric. And to know the width to fold for the front, you're going to divide your hip by 4, add 1.5 inches stitching allowance, and you're going to divide your hip measurement by 20 for the crotch. So add all of them together and get the width of the fabric. I hope you understand. Then for the length is actually what you want. It depends how long you want it to be. Then you determine the length of the trouser and add extra 2 inches to that. So my fabric was not enough, so that's why my trouser was not as long as I want it to be. So for you, make sure you measure from your waist all the way to floor length, okay, especially if you are putting on an high heel. Okay, so guys, the next thing to do is to get the crotch line, divide your hip by 4. Okay, then you're going to add 2 inches to it because this is an high waist trouser. So if it's not an high waist, make use of what you got, that is your hip divided by 4. Then you are going to add about maybe ½ inch or 1 inch depending on what you want. Okay, so for me I added 2 inches because this is an high waist. Then the next thing to do is to go up by 2.5 inches. I went up by 2 inches, but after making this trouser I discovered that the hip area was a little bit low, so go up by 2.5 inches instead. Okay, so then you go ahead and connect the points together, and after connecting the points together, guys, this is what we are having. The next thing to do is to place your hip divided by 4 on this hip line like this. Okay, so just place it by 4. So just place it on the hip line and divide your hip measurement by 4. Then you add 1 inch for ease. You can see what I'm doing. So you place it on the crotch line and you also place it on the waistline. So you go ahead and connect the points together like this to give you a straight line. So guys, to get the crotch extension, what you're going to do is to divide this part into 4. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. So just go ahead and divide it into 4 like this and place it there. So I don't want this trouser to be too tight. That is why I'm doing this. But if you want a fitted part at that area, go ahead and divide your hip by 20. Okay, so when I divided by 20, I got 2 inches, but I don't want that part to be tight. I want this trouser to be a little bit free. So the next thing to do is to go up at this angle by 1.25 and connect with a curve. So this will help you get a better curve. Okay, so the next thing I did is to go in by ½ inch on this line at the waist. So just go in by ½ inch. So after doing that, guys, I'm going to just divide my waist by 4. Okay, so just go ahead and divide your waist measurement by 4. So the front is not going to have a dart. After doing that, you connect it all the way to the hip like this. So this is very simple. So if you're not seeing what I'm marking, I'm so sorry because this is a white fabric. I don't want the chalk to be too much on it. So after doing that, now I'm going to just measure what I have here on the crotch area. Then I'm going to just get the midpoint. Okay, so after getting the midpoint, I'm going to just take it all the way to the bottom part of the trouser like this. That is the hem part. You're just going to place it there. So after doing that, you connect like a straight line all the way to the crotch line. I hope you understand. So guys, after doing this, instead of connecting straight from the crotch area down to the hemline, so what I'm going to do is to subtract 1 inch from my crotch. But when I measured the crotch, I got 13 inches. So I'm going to subtract 1 inch and I'll be left with 12 inches. So that 12 inches, I will distribute it at both sides of that mark I made. that middle mark. So I'm just going to distribute it like this. Mark 6 inches at the left, 6 inches at the right. I hope you understand. I don't want the leg part to be wide, so if you want the leg part to be wide, you can just go straight from the crotch. Just draw a straight line all the way to the hemline. Okay, so this is very easy. So after doing that, guys, this is it. The next thing to do is to come down by ½ inch at the waist area, that is that crotch part at the waist area at the center front. I'm going to just come down by ½ inch, then I'm going to just connect it all the way to the waist area like this. So this is just to give us like a balance at the front area. So remember, the front area is not always straight. Okay, so just go ahead and cut this out. So guys, after cutting, this is what we are having now. So you can see, so I'm just going to go in by about 2 inches, which is going to serve as the pocket. Then I came down by 6 inches. Okay, so that is the length of the pocket. I'm going to just connect it like this with a slant line. So this is it. So go ahead and fold another fabric, which is going to be for the back. Okay, so for the back, I'm going to have to fold this fabric for the back. The width of the fabric is way bigger than that of the front. I hope you know, because of the allowance. So after pinning it and arranging it well, at this top part, this excess we have, I'm going to just cut it out. After cutting now, I'm going to draw out this line at the crotch area. So I'm going to extend it by 2 inches. So I'm going to just mark 2 inches for the back crotch like this. So after doing that, the next thing, I'm going to add 2 inches on this part, this curvy part. So on that crotch area at the top of the back, we are going to extend it by 1.5 inches. Okay, the crotch length, that crotch length at the top of the back, so you extend it by 1.5 inches so that by the time you sit, your boot will not reveal much. Okay, so I left space. You can see the space I left at the top, 1.5 inches. If your butt is small, you can make use of 1 inch. Okay, so I left 1.5 at the top, so remember to leave 1.5 inches at the top or 1 inch, depending on which one goes best for you. After doing that, the next thing is to go ahead and place your tape like this. So you can see the way I placed my tape. You are going to divide your waist measurement by 4 and place it there. Then you add 1 inch for dart and 1 inch for seam allowance. So if you are going to have like a dart at the back, add 1 inch for the dart and also add 1 inch for stitching allowance at the waist. I hope you understand. Add 1 inch for stitching allowance. So for me, I forgot to add the 1 inch for the stitching allowance. That's why I end up not adding that to my trouser. Okay, so I added 1 inch for that, but I forgot to add 1 inch extra for the stitching allowance for the waist area. I hope you understand. So this is just to make the waist area to balance and fit properly at your waist area. This is it. After doing that, guys, the next thing now is to mark 2 inches all the way down to the hem. And after doing that, go ahead and cut it out. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. So the next thing is to cut out the shape of the pocket. And remember, at the waist area, we did not cut out the ½ inch. We came down, okay, and we went all by 1.5 inches for the back. And towards the side of the back, please make sure you slant it. So from that 1.5 inches at the top of the crotch length of the back, make like a slant line all the way to the side, towards the side of the back. Make sure you make like a slant. I later corrected that instead of leaving that part straight. Okay, you don't need to leave it straight. I later corrected it when I was stitching it down. Okay, so guys, this is it. I'm gonna have to cut out the pocket, and this is what we have for the pocket. The length of the pocket is 12 inches and the width is around 14 inches. So guys, this is the pocket. I cut out 2 of it. Now I'm going to be cutting out the shape we have at the pocket side. Okay, I hope you understand. So just go ahead and place the pockets underneath like this, and you are going to just cut out the shape you have for the pockets. You can see, so I placed the 2 pockets right side facing each other like this. So just place it right side facing, and you're going to place it underneath like this. Okay, then you cut out the shape for the pocket. After cutting it, guys, this is what we have. Now when you fold the pocket into two like this is how it's going to be. You can see. So the next thing now to do is to start stitching this down. So I'm going to place the pocket like this. So make sure you place the fabric right side facing. Okay, so I'm going to just remove one of it and work on this particular one. So I'm going to just place the pocket on it like this, right side facing. I was even confused not knowing the actual part to place. So just place it like this, then you're going to stitch it down at that shape area by 1/2 inch. I hope you understand. I will do the same for this other piece. After doing it, this is what we have. I'm gonna need to stitch it down, and I'm going to just trim off this pocket a bit. Okay, so let me just trim it off a bit. So after that, this is what we have now. You can see. So the next thing is for me to just flip it like this, and when you flip it, you can see what we are having at that part. So give this part a very good press, or you top stitch on it. To stitch on the bottom part of the pocket to give us like a good finishing, what you are going to do is to just fold this like this. So just watch the way I'm folding it like this, and you're going to be having like an inner stitching. I hope you understand. You are going to be stitching the pocket on the inside of the pocket. When I'm done, you will understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to just pin this down to demonstrate what I'm trying to say. This is just to give us a neat finishing at the pocket area. So when I'm done, guys, this is how it's going to look. You can see how that part is looking very neat. Okay, so this is it, guys. You can see. So when I turn it over to this part, you can see what we're having. So go ahead and stitch on this part. They also stitch at the top part, okay, to hold the pocket and the trouser together. After stitching, this is the pocket. You can see how it's looking now. You can see I can even put something inside this pocket. You can see how it's looking beautiful. I will advise you to leave the pocket length straight. Don't curve it at that part, okay? The fabric is really transparent, so you don't need to curve your pocket. Just leave it straight like that at the hem part. So guys, the next thing is to place the front piece together like this, and I'm going to stitch up the crotch area by 1/2 inch. So the next thing now to do is to bring the back piece like this. If you're adding a dart, you divide this part into two, what you have at this part. Then you get the midpoint and mark 1/2 inch at both sides of that point. Then the length of the dart is going to be around 5 inches. Okay, so just mark 5 inches or 5.5 inches. I marked 5.5. So for me, I'm not going to be adding a dart because I forgot to add the stitching allowance at the waist area. So guys, after doing that, now this is the front piece. I'm gonna head to stitch up the crotch area. Now we're going to get the actual measurement of the waist area. So I'm going to place it like this after the seam. Then I'm going to divide my waist by 4. So after doing that, you add 1/2 inch to that. Okay, just add 1/2 inch to that. I hope you understand. So this is it. Now you're going to just connect the point all the way to the hip area to give you a perfect shape at that part. So after trimming, this is what the shape is looking like. You can see what we have. So this is what we are trying to achieve. Now the next thing to do now is to go ahead and join the front and the back side together. So I've done it already, and I've joined this front and this back side together by 1/2 inch. Okay, so you can just join it together. So if you want much allowance at the side, the allowance you are going to add, instead of that 2 inches we add, you are going to add about 3 inches or 2.5 inches. Okay, so for me, this is what we are having now. The next thing is to fold it like this. So make sure the seam of the side is touching the other seam of the side. I hope you understand. So bring out the crotch of the front and the crotch of the back. Now we are going to take our actual waist measurement. So my actual waist measurement is 15 inches. And I've marked it there. You can see I don't have much allowance because I forgot to add my seam allowance. So after doing that, now the next thing I'm going to do is to come down by my hip length. So remember your hip length. Then I'm going to just mark my hip measurement divided by 4, which is 20. Then I added 1/2 inch for ease allowance. Okay, then I'm going to just connect it all the way to the crotch curve like this. Okay, so just go ahead and stitch it down. I went down by 7 inches from the waist, which is going to be the length of the zip. Okay, so the zipper is going to be 7 inches. I'm going to leave that part open and I'm going to stitch from the 7 inches all the way to the crotch area. Okay, so after doing that, guys, this is what we are having. You can see the zip area is left open. So the next thing to do is to close up this crotch part of the front and the back, join it together up to the hem part. Okay, then after that, I'm going to cut the band for the waist, measure around the waist and cut out the band and attach your zipper. Okay, I hope you understand. So after attaching it, hem the bottom part, and that is the end of the making of this trouser. So guys, this is how it looks on me. You can see it actually came out so beautiful. Okay, so this is it, looking so beautiful and lovely, and I actually work it out with this beautiful top. So if you have not seen the making of this top, check it out, it's right on the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.